Hi, my name is Sage, and this week I decided I wanted to make a hammerhead shark, but with legs and arms. Ooh. And these are my sketches because I wanted to envision what was in my head on paper before we get started. And to get started, I'm going to need these things. Some tinfoil, clay, and a wooden base. Ooh. And the first step is to scrunch up some tinfoil to make the base of the hammerhead shark. And then, bam, I put clay on it. Ooh, the power of editing. I then take some more tinfoil and then wrap that tinfoil in even more to make the head of the hammerhead shark. And then I smush some clay on the head and smush it against the rest of the body to attach it. And once it starts to look like a spectacular letter T, I then move on to the legs. And to do that, I roll up some tinfoil and smush it down to make a cylinder shape, and then I do that another 3 times, so then I have 4. Next, I take the little tinfoil leggies and put them on the bottom to see if she can stand up. And she can, so yay! So now that I know that her legs will uphold her, I can now cover them with clay. And I do that by smushing the clay onto them, adding a little bit more when needed, rolling it, and also pushing it down so it becomes more cylinder. And I repeat this process another 3 times. So now I have 4 legs for the shark. Ooh. Also, I named her Sally, so her name is Sally now. I then put all the legs underneath her, and I noticed that one is a little chonky, so I fixed that. And I also noticed that one is a bit too short, so then I add some more clay to that one, and now she's looking great and very sturdy. And so the next thing that I do is I take my ball stylus and start blending everything together, so now her legs are going to be attached to her body indefinitely. And this is where I get distracted because I can't focus. So I decided I wanted to have her head on an angle instead of looking forward. And so I angled her head, but when I did that, the clay ripped apart, so I needed to fill that in. So then I smooth everything out and make it look good before then moving on to making the fin on her back. Ooh, so I make the fin by just making it super thin. Ha, that rhymed. And then I use the ball stylus and blend everything together at the base. Next, I make her tail, and I do that by taking some clay and then smushing it over my big ball stylus so it makes a crescent moon shape before then attaching it to the end of her, well, just the end of her, I guess, because that's her tail. And so I just blend everything together so everything looks nice and attached before then moving on to making her fins. And I do that by getting some wire and eyeballing the measurements because I don't do math. And once I get the wire to the length that I want it, I then put the wire into the sides of her and then take some clay that I flattened out and smush the clay onto the wire and onto the shark itself. And I do this on both sides, making sure I use my ball stylus to make everything all nice and wonderful. Ooh. Then I get distracted and start using the ball stylus on her head. Why? I don't know, I just felt like that was the thing to do before then giving her some eyes, but only the eye sockets because again, I get distracted. I then start working on her legs before jumping over to her back, and then I decided, you know what, she does need to see, and I make her some eyeballs. And once they're both popped in, I then jump over to her fin because I'm like, you know what, this one needs a little bit more love, before then getting distracted and being like, you know what I should make? Some sandcastles. So that's what I do. And to make them, I just take a little clump of clay and make it into a dune shape, and I give one a flag. I take some small wire, stick it in, and then I make a little flag out of the clay because I think that's fun. I then make a second sandcastle because obviously you can't have one without the other. Ooh. Next, I take this tool and run it across the little sand dunes to give it the sand texture. And now I take some tinfoil and some clay and smush the clay over the tinfoil to make a beach ball. And since it's a ball, I obviously roll it in my hands to make it a ball shape. I then take my pointy stylus and start carving in the iconic stripes that beach balls have. And unbeknownst to me, they're supposed to have 6. I gave this one 5. And that's okay, you know, happy accidents happen. I then give the ball the doohickeys on each end before then carving out the stripes just a little bit more. And then I get distracted and start working on the shark again by smoothing some more stuff out. And this is where I give her a smile. Ooh, you may not be able to see it once she's placed right side up, but it's there because she's a happy shark. Next, I give her some gills because obviously she's chilling on land, but she can also chill in the sea. And I give her gills on both sides because otherwise it would be like breathing out of one nostril, I would imagine, and that would suck. I then put everything I made into the oven, and this is what everything looks like once it's completely baked. So now it's painting time. Ooh, and I start with the shark, and I go with a gray color, obviously, because gray is for sharks. And I'm mixing my own gray with white and black. So there's lots of different tones, but you know what? I'm having a good time. And once everything's mostly gray, I go in with the white paint underneath. And I only do one layer, because that's what I wanted to do, just one. Next, I move on to painting little sandcastles, and I paint them like a yellowy color. Before then moving on to the beach ball, and I decide to go with like a watermelon kiwi type of vibe, so I went with a light pink and a green and the last color, which is white. I then go over those colors one more time to make it 2 layers, and this is what it looks like. So now I just need to paint the doodads on each side, and I paint them black because I just like the color black, to be honest. I think it's pretty great. Then I went back to the sandcastle and painted the flag a red color, because if I painted the ball a watermelon / kiwi color, why can't I paint the flag a strawberry color? Was I also hungry during this? You be the judge. Next, I paint the wooden base, the same yellow color that I painted the sand castles, and that's pretty much about it. Also, look at this little smiley face that happened on my hand. It just naturally happened and I wanted to show it off. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and here are the glamour shots.